Hi, this is part 3 of Phase 2, the bowling animation project. We left off with the pin setter picking up some pins. Now we'll have the sweep rack come down and sweep away the fallen pins. The first thing we need to do is find the part in the animation where the pin setter went all the way back up behind where the panel would be with those standing pins. In the Layers palette, I have my pin setter layer active right now, so it'll be a lot easier to see where that last keyframe was at. So it finishes going back up at frame 240 for me. That may be a different frame number for you. I think I'll wait just a half a second this time, so I'll stop at frame 252. In the Layers palette, I can click on the sweep rack layer now. I need to go up to Animation and click Add Keyframe. This is very important. As always, this will prevent anything from occurring for the sweep rack layer from 252 back to the beginning. I'll have that descend over a period of 1 second. So I clicked on 276. In the tools, I'll click on Transform Layer. Be sure to hold down the Shift key while I drag. Now the process for moving the sweep is going to be slightly more complicated than moving the pin setter. First off, we need to finish up with the keyframes here. Animation, Add Keyframe. I'll hold that for a second. I'll go to frame 300, go up to Animation, Add Keyframe. So we've got descend and pause. Now I need to scroll horizontally to show more of the timeline. The next thing we'll do is make it appear as though it's going backwards, away from us, and it will become slightly distorted. So I'm going to click over here to frame 324. At this point, click on Transform Layer. I'll grab this handle here and I'm going to pull inwards to squash the object just a little bit. Also, holding Shift key down, I need to pull it up a little bit. I need to finish those keyframes off. Animation, Add Keyframe. We'll have it hold steady again. So I'll go to frame 348. Animation, Add Keyframe. So let's look at what we have. It comes down, it pauses, it pushes back, it pauses. So now we can go up. I'll move again another second's worth down the timeline. Frame 372. This time I can just click on the reset button for position. So click that reset. And again, I want to finish off the keyframes. Animation, Add Keyframe. Now we need to make it look as though those pins are being swept away. The easiest way to do that is the same thing we did with the ball. Just make them disappear. So going back to when it comes down, okay, here's where it's kind of pushing them, right? I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to go over to the Layers palette and have a look in my pins folder here. I'll click on pin 1 to get it ready. I know that was one of my fallen pins. But pulling across here with my scrub bar, I need to see when it starts to show up a little bit there underneath the bottom of the sweep. So right then, I'm going to go over here, double click, and uncheck Visible, and click OK. Now on to pin 2. That's another one of my fallen pins. And that's already sticking out quite a bit. So I'll make that disappear at the same time. Double clicking on pin 2 layer. Uncheck Visible. Click OK. Let me see, I'll click on 3. 3's over here. I think I'll just move a little ways down the timeline. And not much. And double click on pin 3. Uncheck visible. Click OK. Let's click on pin 4. That's way back here somewhere. So I'll continue on down the timeline. Looks like I'm seeing another pin before pin 4. Let's see here. Yeah, something's showing up before that one. Well, I'm going to find out what this one is right now. Okay, that's pin 5. So I'll have pin 5 go first. Uncheck visible, click OK. Then let me click back on pin 4 here and pull down the timeline. Yeah, I see it showing down there. So uncheck visible, click OK. Now let me see what's next. Whatever pin's hanging out through here. No, it's not 6. It's not 7, it's 8. Okay. Double clicking on layer pin 8. Uncheck visible, click OK. And what's left? I still have a pin over here I missed. 7. Okay. And pulling across the timeline, well, that's it. And then it's going to start going up. So that's fine. I'll just have my pin 7 disappear right there. And uncheck visible and click OK. So I'm just clicking back up here on the sweep rack for now. I'll zoom back out a bit. And play it through. Go ahead and work on the project up to this point. I'll pause now and continue in the next video.